Hey all, making an update video on the 93 GMC Typhoon. This is the eBay GT45 turbo he picked up. He's got all the T-clamps and all that crap to do the turbo. I was going to show you here in just a second because we finally got the engine set down in the Typhoon, because he went ahead and bought some, I think they're called Dirty Dingo motor mount kit, which is kind of weird because it has the bracket that goes to the block, but then you have to change the factory Cyclone Sci-Tie frame pad, because the frame pad that comes on these vehicles from the factory is solid steel. It doesn't have any kind of a bushing as part of its design, but it's so shallow that the Dirty Dingo brackets you can't use them. They're not compatible. So he had to put just a regular bushed frame mount on the Typhoon to use those Dirty Dingo motor mounts. And I can tell you right now, they were a pain in the butt to get on. I mean, the engine's, it's not bolted to the transmission, but it's fully flush on the alignment dowels. And of course, we were test fitting the water pump. He's still got plenty of room on the water pump and the cooling fans, even though he's getting a new radiator, because that one sucks. But you can see over here where he was test fitting his this is going to work as far as the front dump or the front exit for the way he's going to route his charge pipes for his turbo, or his hot side for his turbo, because he had to do some trimming and cutting off of some bungs to get clearance right there, so you guys can see that, between the manifold and the steering shaft. He might have to do a little bit more grinding on it, but at least it's clearing right now. Because a lot of people don't realize, your steering column, the shaft on your steering column, does flex some when you're turning it. So it may need a little bit more grinding and clearancing to make sure it doesn't get hung up or anything while you're turning. But he test fitted his intake, and it is really close, but not too bad, to that firewall back there. Got his return fuel line set up with the I don't know what brand adapters he ended up going with. I think it was Earl's brand fuel line adapters to go to the -8 feed, -6 return. See what else we can find while we're here. Still like the way that shaved intake's gonna look once he gets it all cleaned off and final painted. It's gonna look pretty mean. And of course he's got his fuel pressure. What is this thing called for the fuel pressure? Transducer, which is part of the hooking it up to the Holley Dominator EFI system. Of course he's, had the Holley on here, and then he's got his other harness up here to do the 24 tooth reluctor, and that's for the fuel pressure. Then on this side, the exhaust manifold that he originally had created isn't going to work because it hits the upper strut or coilover mount. So I think he's going to run a different manifold with the dump going up and forward, if it'll clear the alternator relocation. So it is definitely getting closer. At least it's setting in here, because the short block is final assembled. It's probably not going to be removed again, because it's so much fun to put in and out. But I think he's going to leave the short block in there because it's final. It's been final assembled. Only thing he has to finish is the top end of the engine and the accessories and all that. But he's still looking at whether he's going to try to adapt his current air-to-air intercooler that he ran with the Turbo 4.3 or get a different one. It all depends on where the turbo ends up mounting in the engine compartment, because it's a lot bigger than the old turbo and takes up a lot more space. So it'll be a challenge, I'm sure. Boom. Boom. There's an update on the 93 GMC Typhoon. Keep watching.